Hello and welcome to another Verbling class. Today's class is all about conversation, about artificial intelligence, but we're going to do that using a debate. Hello. What is your name? If you don't introduce yourself, I can't communicate with you. Hi, Roxia.
Hi, Simon.
Have you been taking many classes today?
No. So I didn't attend the previous class.
Well, it
Is
might
there a
be
link for the
more
video?
difficult for you, but you can watch if you want. You can watch the video. But
Okay.
Wellington was in the last class. Wellington, what did you think of the last class where we discussed the topic?
I like it a lot. So I think it's a good way to know about new things, to practice the speaking. So, and of course, like I said, to know new things, to face it, to face knowledge, different knowledge that in your regular day, regular life you don't face, it's not part of your life.
Okay, good. So while Roxy is watching the video, I want you to tell me, what is a debate? Why did you come to this class? What are you planning on learning?
To improve my knowledge about how to try to convince the other party, to learn from the others, from you. In Portuguese, my native language, it's easy to do this, but of course, in English is a big challenge because this.
Right, so obviously a debate is an argument, but one thing students learn by taking a debate class is how to package information together into a coherent, understandable, and concise, short as it needs to be, point. You're gathering it all together to present an argument with information, facts. Now, a debate is a very useful technique. It's kind of like writing an argument essay. You have a thesis, and then you must back that thesis up, such as a compare and contrast method to that argument. Well, debate, in a way, is a verbal form of that. Debate is not about trying to convince the other person. It's not about trying to come to consensus. It's about you have one opinion and the opponent has another one. You're trying to convince the audience. So the one thing I want you to try to remember in this class is you have an issue, concern, and you need some sort of evidence to back that up. It's so much easier to convince people when you have information, facts. Okay? You don't have to spend 5 minutes discussing a point. You might only need 10 seconds. China's going to be will be going to Mars by 2030, said the Chinese news agency. Okay. Point, and backed up by Chinese news agency. These are all the terms we really want to focus on here today. So we know what a debate is. Wellington, what is the resolution?
Resolution is the main topic of the debate or
Yeah, it's the topic, but and in this class, what is our resolution?
The problems with artificial intelligence.
Let me stop you. What's the name of this class?
Okay, let me see. Artificial intelligence is a threat to humanity. Yes, this is the resolution.
Exactly. And who supports and defends that resolution?
Who supports the who is the people that are into the scientists, the
No.
companies.
So we're focusing on the terminology here, right? So I've only got 5 keywords up here in our glossary.
Okay.
So who's responsible? Who has the responsibility of supporting the resolution?
Who's that came with affirmative terms?
Yeah, the affirmative team, right? So it says right here, supports the resolution.
Yeah.
The negative team opposes. And what word do we use when we talk about refuting our opponent?
Negative terms.
Nope. What term do we use to describe when we refute the opponent?
Rebuttal?
Exactly. It's right here.
What is refute?
Oh, sorry. What's your name? You've been silent all along.
I'm sorry, I had to answer the call. It was urgent. My name is Luba.
Luba. Okay, Luba, you were in my class before.
Once.
Yeah, I remember because I couldn't read your name and you didn't respond, so unfortunately I had to ignore you. But now that I know who you are, that's perfect. So again, your question was?
What is the definition of the word refute?
Well, for my class, it's to, well, let me give you the proper definition. To refute is to go against, essentially.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So the dictionary, if I can actually spell the word properly, says to prove to be wrong or false.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
So to refute your opponent is to prove them wrong. And that's the real key here, because no matter how much evidence your opponent tries to, or shows you or attempts to show you, you have to say, no, you're wrong, but you have to try to use evidence to do that. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm actually going to get us ready for the debate. I'm not going to talk anymore to these slides, but I will have them up during the debate so you guys can get some tips to help you when you're doing your opening statement, your closing statements, your rebuttal, and so on. Okay? So I'll leave it on the structure screen. Now, in the last class, everybody watched this video. You're not going to have time to watch that. So, what are we going to do now? Well, we're going to focus on creating an opening statement. And I want each of you to think of how you're going to architect this opening statement. I'm going to give you a maximum of 2 minutes. You guys should have your own timers there. Okay? And don't go over the time. You'll hear some chimes come up when your time is up. Okay, Wellington.
Okay.
Actually, I'm going to start with Luba first. I always start with Wellington. So, Luba, what I want you to do is I want you to imagine that you're on the affirmative team. Okay, and this is how we would normally open. You'd introduce yourself. You'd identify the topic, which is the resolution. And then you'd give an outline as to what you're going to discuss. Okay, so again, we're talking about artificial intelligence. And the resolution, as Wellington said, is artificial intelligence is a threat to humanity. So you must back this up. Are you ready?
I'm not sure that it is possible to be ready to that. It is
Well,
really out of my zone of comfort, but I will try my best. I will do my best.
that's why I recommend people attend the class prior to this. It makes it easier. So your time starts now.
Good afternoon, Mr. Wellington, Roxer, and Simon. Today, the topic for our debate is artificial intelligence, and what we are going to discuss is it a threat to the humanity, to the human beings? And in order to do that, I think that we will state some points like um, um, is it
Take your time.
um, is it where is it like is it necessary to create artificial knowledge, and it is essential, then why do we need to do that? And there are some researchers being done during the years, and we're going to discuss some results of it.
It's tough, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't have any facts and I don't have any thoughts about it, so it's difficult to gather some thoughts if you don't have any. So
You're right,
sorry.
it is. And that's what makes debating tough. You have to get your arguments together. Okay, now what I'm going to do, the rest of you, I'm going to give you 2 minutes. I'm not going to talk. You guys aren't going to talk. I want Ruxia and Wellington to think, to write down some notes, to prepare your opening statement for the affirmative. And I want you guys to see the difference when you have a bit of time. So I'm going to start the timer. And time starts now. 2 minutes. Get ready. Prepare your opening statements, guys.
I can't hear you.
Hi, Nicholas.
Hi.
Everybody's preparing for their opening statement. They're thinking about it. What I want you to do is just listen to the next 2 opening statements. And if you watched the video in the last class, correct?
Oh, okay.
Great. So then you're ready. So just wait another 30 seconds.
Yeah.
All right, time is up, guys. Okay, so now Ruxia is going to go first. Now, Luba, we should see a slight improvement here because Ruxia's had more time. So let me set my timer so that way we don't speak more than 2 minutes. Ruxia, are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay, great. Could you go
I
ahead,
just
please?
wondered why there's some background noise. Is that on my computer or?
Yes.
Okay.
Everybody's mute but you now.
Okay. Where's the okay? Good afternoon, Mrs. Ladies and gentlemen. The topic for our debate today is that artificial is a threat to the humanity. I think I believe the statement is true because artificial intelligence. There are several reasons for this. First of all, artificial intelligence, because of the existence of artificial intelligence, that create a lot of they can replace a lot of human work that put some people out of work. That is danger to humanity. Second, sometimes even though people have computer algorithms to control the artificial intelligence, but sometimes some things can go very, and the machine probably won't listen to the operator, and bad things can happen, and they could create a threat to the humanity. They can run out of control. Third, artificial intelligence is something that's more. It can it can mimic the human brain, but it will go nowhere to the complexity of the human brain. So they are more rely on reasoning rather than on a lot of humanity, a lot of social interactions, environmental interactions. This way can actually threat the human society, because our human society is more based on
Thank you.
interaction.
Now,
Okay.
as soon as you hear that tone, guys, I will cut you off. You can't score points after that. So, let's see. Good introduction here. Supported the resolution, stated the resolution, and then provided several arguments. This was very good. The only thing missing here, there was no conclusion, or not conclusion, there was no sign-off. There was no thank you, my next opponent will speak, or anything like that, because we ran out of time. So if you do have a clock, a smartphone, a timer, time yourself, because it's always better to finish before your time is up than to be stopped. But well done, Ruxia. Luba, did you notice the difference?
Yes, of course. She has some facts and she can support them by giving reasons, and also so something like that. She has something to state and something to support that statement.
Yeah, very good. Now, I'm looking for here, I can't remember which slide it's on here, but when you're not talking, you should be listening. If you don't agree with what your opponent is saying, write down what they're saying. Now, right now, we're all going to go through the opening statement, then we'll do a closing statement, and then we'll actually go into a debate. So listen to what others are saying. I'm writing down some of the points, but once you start debating with somebody, you need to write down what they're saying so you can refute what they are saying. Okay? Very good. All right, Wellington, are you ready?
I think so.
Go ahead, starting now, please.
Okay, so I believe that the artificial intelligence is a threat. Why? Why all the time we see accidents happen? Some problems happen with a plane, with the trains, and they don't the sources don't achieve a final result. It's easy to guilt the human being, but we we have feelings, we have knowledge, we are humans. If something, we are flexibles. I think our system, we can adapt to things, and a computer is not. I think there is not intelligence to do this. If we can face many situations in a different way and do the best. The government is not prepared to audit the companies, the software, the products, the rules. If a virus or a Trojan is part of the software, the code is who have the knowledge to know and what is how is or with are against the human being. So to work in a labor is treat with codes, deal with codes is something, but deal with the human life is different.
Now, Wellington, the one thing you missed was the introduction.
You miss?
Yeah, you didn't state the introduction. You went right to the resolution, but it's always good to have that introduction.
Artificial intelligence is a threat to humanity. I am in favor.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying you didn't do the introduction, though.
Okay.
Okay, we're going to skip the rebuttal. I'm going to have you guys prepare your closing statements. And I'm going to give you a minute starting, well, I'll give you 2 minutes starting now, and I'll just do some talking. So you guys have 2 minutes to prepare your closing statements. Now, what the rebuttal is, this is, I'll give you guys each a minute for the rebuttal. You identify your name, my first point, and then you provide some reasoning to support it. If you've got time, my second point is reasoning to support it. Third point, fourth point, fifth point, and so on to fill your time slot. Again, the key is to finish speaking before your time is up, but not with lots of time left. You want to try to maximize your time. So you guys have a minute and a half to prepare your closing statements.
Simon,
Yes?
you are mute.
Yeah, I know. You got 30 seconds left to prepare your closing statements, and then we'll start. This time with Wellington, then I'll go to Nicholas, then Ruxia, and then finally Luba. Luba, you'll benefit from being the last, so you get to hear the others. And you should be able to learn from each other's styles as well. Okay, time is up, guys. Now we're going to practice our closing statements. Again, start off by your introduction. Mr. Chairman, ladies and gentlemen, in conclusion, state your position for or against the resolution. In this case, we're all supporting the resolution. Summarize your key points. Then summarize your opponent's points and refute them. And don't forget to say thank you at the end. This is important, though. You must finish before your time is up. Use humor if you can. Be respectful. Pause. Take your time. I know some of you will get nervous. The best thing to do when that happens is slow down and pause. So I suggest you take a screenshot, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop sharing, because I'm going to show you the stopwatch so you guys can see your time. Okay, Wellington, are you ready?
Yes.
Okay, sir. Go ahead, please. I will show you the countdown timer periodically, and then at the end when we're getting close to the last 10 seconds. Go ahead, please.
Okay, guys, thank you for having me. So my name is Wellington. I am pro the statement, the resolution, and I have to say that we have knowledge. Our knowledge is go beyond the artificial intelligence. The softwares, the codes, we don't know what is there. The government don't have the knowledge. The government is not prepared to audit the codes. Many people are employed because the companies are increasing their incomes without thinking about the people. We see every day accidents happen, and no one is punished. I think we have to think. I'm not against the technology, but you have to deal with the human being, with who is behind the technology, behind the artificial intelligence. Someone is coding, and we have to do, we have to have rules. Uh, so I believe that is more important than discuss if a robot will uh, replace my job or your job. Rules and how we will handle with the people behind this.
Okay, you lose a point for actually running overtime. As I was showing you the clock, and yet you still ran overtime.
It's not fair.
Wow, how is it not fair? I had the clock right here. Everyone could see it.
On time. I
You
finished
did
on
well.
time.
You did well, though. All right, Nicholas, it is your turn. You have 2 minutes to provide your closing statement. Are you ready, sir?
Yes, I think so.
Go ahead, please. Time to start.
Okay. I think artificial technology. Oh, sorry. Hi. I am. No, sorry. I don't know what I have to do. It's okay. Anyway, I can listen because I don't. I got late, so I don't know what I have to say.
Well, Nicholas, I've given you guys time to get your thoughts together, and you never once asked me a question.
Okay.
So you've still got 2 minutes, whether you want to get points or not, but I'm giving you time to work on it. If you just sit there and don't ask questions, I can't help you.
Okay. Okay.
So you've got to ask questions. So why don't you try again. You've got a minute left. Let's see if you can get some points for closing off the argument.
Okay, I think artificial technology is good if it's used in the right way and to do good things, but I don't think that it can overtake humanity um, because they are made by humans. So the a robotic mind will never overtake the human mind, which is the one that has created them. So I'm in favor of researching for for robots. And okay, that was all. Thank you.
Excellent. Well, you got the introduction, sort of, and you had your conclusion. Very well done. It wasn't really clear, though, that you were supporting the resolution. You talked about the human factor, and definitely the human factor has to play, but you need to tie that back to the resolution. So in this case, if you're supporting the affirmative, how does the human factor see artificial intelligence as a threat? And a simple example would be, well, Hitler. He's just like all the rest of us, 2 arms, 2 legs, a brain. He's a typical human. But for whatever happened in his life, he chose to embark on a rather catastrophic campaign. So now, humanity is fraught with conflicts and contradictions, and do we carry that into the robots? That would be good to continue that. All right, thank you very much. Ruxia, you're up next. Ruxia, are you ready?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead, please. You've got 2 minutes.
Where's the template for the closure?
You didn't take
Okay.
notes?
Oh, okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, so now I'd like to close my argument, our thing. So we believe that artificial intelligence is a threat to the humanity, and we, as we already stated, so there are several reasons. They can replace people out of, they can put people out of job, and it's very hard to control artificial intelligence. They can overthrow human being at any time, just like computers. not just like computers. And third, it is just a totally different way of thinking as human being, even though we are trying to mimic, but I'm thinking it's nowhere into near a human being, so it's difficult to predict what will happen. I understand people are the opposite side are saying that artificial intelligence is not a threat to the humanity because we can control them, because we create them, so we have the power to control them. But you see, even for computers can crash down, and there's one day when we when we try to develop more and more good artificial intelligence, they will become so intelligent that they can control themselves, and it's really difficult to foresee. So for this, I believe it's a threat to the humanity. Artificial intelligence will become a threat to humanity in one day.
Well done. You missed the thank you, but my screen went blank.
Thank you.
So, well done. Okay, so guys, look. Ruxia provided an intro. She restated the resolution. Then very quickly she said, I'm going to summarize my points. 1, 2, 3, boom, boom, boom. And there they are. Now when I'm typing in short form. I'm summarizing what you guys are saying. Then, none of you have done this yet. She got to the point saying, now, I want to address what my opponents are saying. She got in a very good point. And she got good points for that. So well done, Ruxia. Okay, next, Luba, are you ready?
Kind of, yes.
All right, go ahead.
So, hello, my name is Luba. I'd like to have a conclusion of an argument whether artificial intelligence is a threat to humanity or not. In order to do that, I'd like to say that I totally agree with some of my opponents who says that artificial intelligence can be significant help to humanity when we speak about computers, machines, or other things which help us nowadays doing our daily basic things. Secondly, I can't agree more that still it can be a threat to humanity. Maybe not now, but in the nearest future. And that's why I'd like to add that it needs to be monitored. It needs to be looked after all the time. And as a conclusion, I'd like to say that even if it is good for our world, we don't have we have to remember, but that's still robots, not human beings, and they can't think for themselves. Thank you very much. That was Luba, and I was happy to be here.
So, oh, he left us. That's too bad. It's one of the tough things when you show up late into a class, you don't hear the introduction, and it can be difficult. Now, Nicholas, though, was in my previous class where we spent the entire class discussing this topic, so I think it was just those first few minutes him missing. He wasn't sure. But again, guys, if you don't understand something that's going on, ask me a question. Type in the chat, talk to me. I'll always respond. It's too bad that we lost him. So what we're going to do now is we're actually going to have a debate. I've got 3 of you, and I need 2 teams. Who would like to be on a team by themselves? Well,
Sorry,
Luba,
I don't understand your question.
Luba, it's challenging. This class is very challenging, but that's why I walk you through the first half. So
that's why I'm here. I need the challenge.
Yes, and this is good, and you're in the right class. So Wellington, I'm looking to have a debate. We're going to have a team supporting the affirmative and a team supporting the negative. There's 3 of you. One person will be on a team by themselves. Another team will have 2 people. So I'm asking who thinks they're strong enough to try to be on a team by themselves.
I can.
You want to be on a team by yourself, Wellington?
Yeah.
Okay. Good job, Wellington. That's quite the challenge. You'll be providing the opening, rebuttals, and closing statements. So I'll go back to my screen here. So we have an opening statement. We talked about that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give each of you no more than a minute for your opening, rebuttal, and closing statement. It's going to be tough. But no, you know what? 2 minutes for the opening statement and closing statements. There's only 2 teams. There's only 3 of us. We can do this. So remember, the whole point of the opening statement is, first of all, give a good introduction. State the resolution. Imagine we haven't heard anything yet. This is where you introduce everybody. It's like being a lawyer. You provide your opening statement. It's got to have punch. Got to have some good facts. And tell them you're going to talk more about this topic as the debate goes on. The affirmative will always go first. Wellington, I'm going to make you the affirmative because we've been talking about the affirmative, and I think you're at a negative because there's only one of you. It's tougher. So you will be supporting the affirmative.
Sorry, can I be the? I am against the resolution.
Okay. I will give you. Normally, I won't give you guys the option, but yes, I will let you be the negative.
Okay.
So Ruxia and Luba, you're the affirmative. That means you will and always support the resolution. So in the rebuttal, hello, my name is, my first point is, provide some reason behind it. My second point is, some reason behind it. You've only got a minute, so be short, but be clear. Okay? Now, when you're refuting, it kind of goes like this. Wellington tried to tell you this. This is wrong because. She also tried to tell you this. This is wrong because. I will be discussing blah, blah, blah. My first point is, this is because. All right, I'll leave this one up on the screen a bit because it's kind of new. And then, of course, we'll provide the closing statements. Okay? So since we're going to do our opening statements, I'm going to move to this screen. Ruxia and Luba, who would like to do your opening statement? Ladies? For the affirmative.
Affirmative doesn't mean that we do agree that it's a threat?
No, no, you support. The affirmative voice supports the resolution. Oh, sorry. So what is the resolution? Let's go back and take a look at it. What is the resolution for this class?
That artificial intellect is a threat to humanity, I guess.
Okay. So because you're the affirmative, you believe that artificial intelligence is a threat to humanity.
Yes, that was I asking about.
Okay, good. And so that is true. And so Wellington will say, well, no, it is not a threat to humanity. Okay. I just need to know who on your team is going to start provide us the opening statement.
Let me try.
Luba. So here we go. We've got Luba, who's going to open for us with the affirmative opening statement. Time starts now.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Lubar, and today the topic for our debate is the artificial intelligence is the threat to the humanity. So we are going to discuss whether it is true or not, and is there a possibility to control the artificial intelligence.
You've got a minute and a half left. Do you want to end it or do you want to continue?
I thought it's like the half. Okay. First of all, we'd like to say that artificial intelligence is helpful nowadays because we use lots of gadgets and technology to solve our daily problems. But at the same time, we can't control artificial intelligent, so we can't really understand where its power finishes. So in conclusion, I'd like to say that it should be monitored, it should be looked after. Thank you. So let's hear other opponents' ideas.
Well done. Now, I think the toughest thing there is I wasn't able to show you the clock. I would use some sort of timer on your side so you have better control over your time. Not only did you have the structure correct, but you also had a very, very good speed. You were clear. You spoke at a good speed. You didn't make many mistakes. So this was very, very good. You finished early. I wanted to give you the point to speak more and add some points, and I think you introduced a very good topic to continue in the refuting. So I think that's a really, really good idea. Now, one thing, if you guys want to talk to each other, Ruxia and Luba, while Wellington is talking, don't forget we have the Verbling chat. That's the chat icon with a V. You guys can talk to each other while Wellington is talking. Gives you guys a chance to prepare. Okay, so Wellington, you're on the negative, which means you believe that artificial intelligence is not a threat to humanity. Okay, you don't see it as a threat. All right, so negative. Wellington.
I'm here. Okay.
Hold on, let me just get the screen ready. Okay, I'm ready. Let me start the timer. Starting now.
Hi, my name is Wellington. I believe that artificial intelligence is not a threat to the humanity. Why? Why we, the people, talk about the future? The future, I believe that the future is now. The humanity, we are collecting the benefits of the development of the technology. The people, also the people say that the government don't have knowledge and skill to audit the software, the codes that we are producing. But I believe that we can support the government. We can help them. And so I think we have to be the open mind to what is happening. Is we are developing good things for the life of everyone. And I'm here to answer, help you to understand everything. Thank you.
Wellington, I would say that's your best time yet here in debate. Your opening statement was very clear. Your speed was very good.
Sorry.
Very few mistakes. I noticed that's your timer in the background. I loved your point, the way you say you supported the resolution, and then you say why. Well, it's our future, and the way you went into that, you pulled me in. I really liked that. Okay. Now I have bias, and I'll tell you who I think gave a better debate at the end. I have bias. I tend to agree with the affirmative, but you had me believing in the negative. And I look forward to hearing more of what you have to say. Okay, so what has happened here? Well, we've received opening statements from both sides. Each of you have tried to address what the other side has said. Now we go for the rebuttal stage, and Team Affirmative goes next. Since Luva spoke, it's now up to Ruxia. Ruxia, I'm going to give you a minute. Now, before you start, just want to give you a few seconds here. Let's take a look at the slide here, what a rebuttal is. Okay? Now I'm going to give you a minute. And let me just get my screen ready so I can put the points down. All right, Ruxia. And remember, you're on the affirmative. Whenever you're ready, go ahead, please. You're on mute.
Yeah. Hello. My name is Raksha. I support the point that artificial intelligence is a threat to the humanity. My first point is that artificial intelligence, in one day, it will eventually be out of control from human being, and that is very dangerous. Imagine that they're not controlled, but they have some power. They control themselves. That can threat a human being, because you couldn't control them. You couldn't predict their behavior. My second point is artificial intelligence is something that it's not at the same level as human being, so they are at the opposite side of human being. When human being creates,
sorry, got to stop you there. So again, you get -1 point for going over the time limit, but again, good start. You got your intro, you support the resolution, and you did it very quickly. You didn't waste a lot of time there. Eventually out of control. They will control themselves. They'll be a threat. I loved where you were going with that. That's terrific. I think that was really, really good. All right, so Wellington, you get to refute next. Again, take a look at the slide. I want you to think a little. Just get yourself ready. I'll start your timer in a few seconds.
Okay.
Okay, sir, so you ready?
Yes.
Okay, timer starts now.
Hello, my name is Wellington, and I have to disagree with the last statement. And they was said that the artificial intelligence sometimes can be out of control. Who controls the technology is is us, the human being. It's to say that the technology is out of control is like to say that what kills a person is a gun. It's not true. What kills a person is another person, is one human being. So we can do code, we can rule, we can develop the knowledge of the government, we can produce many things to improve our lives.
Thank you.
Also,
Sorry, time is up. I have to give you a -1 because you ran over, but I will say this. Brilliantly done. I'm seeing the progress you guys are making, and it's terrific. And I think it certainly made a difference that you were in the last class. But you again, hello, my name is Wellington. I disagree with her last statement. Boom. They said this. I will say this, and you went on to it. And you know what? I liked it because there was flow. I heard what Roxy had to say, and then you went into it, and you refuted, and you continued that. So for me, there was flow, and I love that. That was terrific. Good job, Mo.
thank you.
Okay, we're gonna do. I'm gonna give. Let's see, 4 minutes. Well, you know what? We need time to do closing statements. Unfortunately, 51 minutes after. But you guys have made great progress. What I want to do, I'm going to set the timer for 1 minute. And in that 1 minute, I want you to prepare your closing statement. Roxia, you can provide the closing statement for your team because Luba gave the opening statement. And Wellington, if you don't mind doing it for your team. So you can see a lot of the points I wrote in the chat. Use those. When you hear the chimes, your study break is over, and then we'll go into closing statements.
I just think I don't have much point. I just keep saying the same thing over and over again.
Well, remember.
I don't know. I couldn't think of any other things.
Well, something to realize, Rexia, because remember that what is the focus of this class? To get you speaking into a discussion, getting thoughts, facts, and messages together to address concerns. So maybe focus on your delivery and maybe address some of the points that Wellington has said. And I haven't started the timer yet, but you can also talk with Luba. I'm going to be silent for the next minute. You can feel free to talk to her and ask her questions. So I'm starting the timer now. You guys have a minute to prepare for your closing statements.
Hi, Roxia. So, what do you think about his ideas that if we accuse technology of being out of control, it means that we accuse ourselves? Do you agree with that?
No, I don't agree. Yeah. So yeah, it will be it's I think if technology will be out of control sometimes because it's intelligence, not like the usual technology we are using, not like a gun, not like a computer. It's really
Yeah, because if we speak this way, it means that if we control the technology can control us, vice versa. So it's not really
no.
good.
My point is this is different. This is artificial intelligence. None of these like the things we are using right now has intelligence. Even
Yeah.
computer, I don't think they are intelligent.
Time is up. Okay. Now the affirmative got to provide their opening statement first. So they get to provide their closing statement first. That leaves the negative to have the last word. Roxia, are you ready?
Yeah.
Good. All right. So just bear with me. Relax. Focus on your breathing. Breathe in and out at a regular pace. This is the affirmative closing statement. All right. Whenever you're ready, I'll start the timer.
Okay, I'm ready.
Go ahead.
Hello, my name is Raksha. I'm firmly supportive the point that human intelligence, artificial intelligence, is a threat to the humanity. So the key points that support my argument is that eventually the artificial intelligence will be out of our control as it develops more, becoming more and more intelligent. That is something. That is something that will happen, and so it is very hard to control an an object with intelligence because they could do things that on their own and not controlled by a human being because they have intelligence. Think about two species. If I'm sorry. So think about even like in human. I think I'm running out of time anyway. But so I think the affirmative side thinking that if there's ways we can control the artificial intelligence, and it's like a person will not kill another person, but indeed, a person can kill a person. The way it's not happening is because we are the same humankind, and there's it's not that this is not happening, but there's like wars all over the world. One country can kill another country's people, but so that could happen with artificial intelligence also. So that's why I believe artificial intelligence will in one day will create a threat to the humanity.
All right, thank you. Again, really good structure, Luxia. Now, what I recommend for the next debate class we have, and I'll try to do it on Saturday as well, and maybe one during the week, have yourself a timer like this. I don't know what smartphone you have. I'm sure Samsung has a simple timer or alarm clock. I have an iPhone, so I just use the one that comes with it. It allows me to do a timer, and you can set your timer so that way it's right in front of your screen, and then that way you won't get as nervous because what's bothering you is the time, the countdown. Okay, I must go to Wellington immediately because we've only got 3 minutes left. Wellington, please go ahead with your closing.
Okay. In spite of what was said for my opponents, I respect them, but I have to say that new areas are being developing every day. With this, jobs can increase, new areas for our children to study. And the people also every day in the past we saw that, and nowadays we see this. The people has fear of something that they don't know. This is a great opportunity to know what can be produced. Our lives will improve a lot with the artificial intelligence. We can achieve knowledge easier than years ago. The new technology can be used in our daily lives, in the medicine, in everything. We are thinking about saving lives, improve the lives of the people that live in poor countries. We have the power, the control. We have soul. We are human beings. The world will not stop, and we need to progress every day, every time. Thank you.
And thank you. Sorry. Well done. Sorry, that's the sound for my next class. I'm getting the Jeopardy board ready. I got to say to all of you, fantastic job here. It takes a while for you guys to get into the groove of debate, to understand what you need to say, but also how to say it. What's the structure? When? let alone what I have to say. Am I supporting the affirmative or the negative, right, Wellington? Sometimes you support the wrong team. So who won today? Well, I believe there is a threat here. I really do. And I like what the affirmative said. There is a threat here. But I also like what the negative had to say about we must go forward. We must believe. We must hope. And I think, well, let's face it, we are going to go forward with AI. It's not stopping. There's nobody stopping it. So we have to look to the bright side like any technology. There's good and there's bad. So to me, this very much was a tie because I think you both impressed me very well with your debating skills. Now, unfortunately, time is right up, and I don't want to keep you from your next class. But in, I think, 2 hours or so, I have Jeopardy. And it's going to be a fun class. The topics we have are energy, pigs, children, rock and roll, and celebration. And this class is a lot of fun, so I really hope you guys can make it. Thank you so much for coming to this class, guys, and thank you so much for participating. You did very well. I understand, Luba.